The state has prosecuted its first case under a new human trafficking law passed last year. A Madison man now being held responsible for the prostitution of 4 women. Political reporter Jessica Arp has details on the law and how it was used.
Well, this bill was proposed by Republican Amy Loudenbeck, went into effect in April of last year in the hopes of fixing loopholes around prostitution and human trafficking cases, which one detective in Madison says are on the rise. At the Howard Johnson Hotel on Madison's east side last June, officers responded to a woman who'd been kicked out of a hotel room and sexually assaulted. They discovered she was also being used as an escort.
They were indebted to him. They had to do everything for him. They were not free to leave. They were forced to escort themselves and have whatever money they made from escorting, they had to turn everything over to him.
Officers arrested Lindy Gill and charged him with 4 counts of human trafficking, making money off sex acts, and even supplying heroin to a 17-year-old, all as part of a prostitution ring. Gill pled guilty to 4 of those counts Thursday. The case prosecuted under a new human trafficking law, looking less at proving a sex act by a prostitute and more at how the sex worker was being victimized.
Human trafficking is generally not about one act. It's about how they are manipulated, how are they forced, defrauded, or coerced throughout their whole day.
In Gill's case, the victim said he was forcing them into being escorts, doing drugs with them at the Red Roof Inn, and posting ads for them on Backpage.com. 3 of the women were addicted to heroin, which he'd withhold or kick them out if they didn't turn tricks. He limited food or threatened to take one woman's daughter away. Madison detective Maya Krajcinovich calls human trafficking the new drug of Madison and says this first prosecution is an important step.
I think it's an epidemic that's happening here in Madison. I also think that we need to send a message to the community and the pimps that are doing this, that it's not okay.
Loudenbeck, who proposed that bill, told me today it was important that this bill was helpful to prosecutors. She's also introduced a bill getting a hearing next week that would create posters providing information on helplines for human trafficking.
The new drug of Madison, very eye-opening stuff there. Thank you, Jessica.